There is a lot about sex that people think is universally true, but isn't, and I'm going to tell you about some. Part 2. Wanting sex is just a natural human instinct. Actually, no. What's closer to true is wanting sex isn't a hardwired biological drive like needing food or water, so much as like a form of desire, which, like all feelings, ebb and flow throughout our lives and is super dependent on a bunch of external factors. Now, if your immediate reaction to this is, that's not true, we're driven to sex because we need to continue the human race, you are confusing sex with procreation, which is the fancy word for making babies. The only kind of sex that can actually cause a pregnancy is PNV sex. If sex was driven by a need to procreate, then we'd only ever want to have that kind of sex. We wouldn't do all those other fun things that have zero chance of causing a pregnancy. Nobody would want to give or receive oral sex. Anal would have zero appeal, and people's pull-out game would be worse than it already is. It also means same-sex sexual attraction wouldn't exist, and that there'd be no asexual spectrum. Here's the thing. The presumption that sex is a natural and sometimes even uncontrollable drive is actually rooted in patriarchy and grape culture. It's been used for centuries to excuse SA and blame victims and survivors. That the perpetrator just couldn't help it because of what that survivor was wearing, did, or said. That way of thinking of sex drive actually lets perpetrators off the hook. Just like how heteronormativity means assuming that all people are just naturally heterosexual, allonormativity means assuming that all people naturally feel sexual attraction and desire. There's a new word to add to your vocab list.